Alright everybody, here's another update from our exotic garden here in Norway at latitude 62 north, west coast of Norway, Ålesund city. It's December the 15th today, 2024. We're only 6 days away now from the winter solstice, when the sun starts moving higher on the sky again, and we're looking forward to that. Right now the daylight is only for a few hours, like this. The sun comes up at 10 a.m, goes down at 3 p.m, and the altitude above the horizon is only 4 degrees. So the amount of light we're getting now is pretty weak, so looking forward to brighter days. Okay, so here's the garden now. As I said, it's December the 15th. We're approaching Christmas, and we had some rainy weather the next 10 days or so. Temperature now is about 6 degrees Celsius or 43 degrees Fahrenheit. And as you can see, none of the palms are protected in any way. They are wrapped up with strips. As you can see, here's the Canary Island date palm, looking green and nice. They have strips on them because then I can easily cover them up with a bag or something if the temperature drops significantly. But most days they are uncovered during here the winter. We had a few days of frost in November, then I covered them up, but since then, no cover. Let's see how the palm is doing. You can see it's very green. This is looking good. I hope we can get this palm through the winter. As you can see here, I have covered the ground with some pines. Not really needed now when it's so mild, but it's there in case it gets colder. I can put the bag over, and this will insulate the ground so the roots don't freeze as much. So just in case. But yeah, the CIDP is looking great. Green, some brownish here, of course, nothing to worry about. And looking good here at the base. Will be very fun if I get this to survive the winter and can continue its growth the next spring and summer and get established here at 62 North. That would be amazing. The Canary Island date palm, one of my absolute favorite palms. As here you can see the Jubaea chilensis. I have not covered it up. I have not put on some strips here because this palm I do not intend to protect in any way. It should manage our climate perfectly. Our winter climate is mild, so, and Jubaea is hardier than the Phoenix, much hardier, and the size is bigger too, so looking great, green, nice. Also one of my favorite palm trees. Let's see how the bananas are doing. In November, before the first frost came, I covered them up with these boxes. Inside of here, I cut down the bananas to about this height. Then I put hay around the bananas for insulation and some dry leaves. I then put on the boxes to keep the hay and the leaves dry. On the outside here, I have covered with pines for to further strengthen the insulation. Inside here, dry, probably above freezing all winter, and I'm looking forward to see how this will develop in the spring. It's my first winter trying to overwinter bananas. These are musabasho bananas, hardy bananas, Japanese fiber bananas. So yeah, hope this will work. Here's the Washingtonia robusta. Same principle here. Strips, ready, can be covered with frost cloth if needed. When it's mild like now, only yeah, I don't do much. And let's see how it goes. This is the least hardy palm tree in my garden. This is the long shot of the long shots or something. But let's see here. They are green, the fronds, the leaves inside of here, green, really nice. The palm doesn't look very stressed. Pines on the ground. The wind and the rain, yeah, it's rough on the palm trees, especially the Washingtonia, but the key here is just to make it through the winter, and these new leaves here will shoot up. And Washingtonia is a fast grower, so hopefully, yeah, there will be some massive leaf damage during the winter. These leaves will turn brown during the spring, but new leaves will come up, and hopefully 2025 will be, yeah, it will be the second year this Washingtonia is in the garden, and hopefully it will really start to kick off and get established here. Quite windy today. That's actually good because it keeps the plant not that moist down here, and yeah, fungal infections, rotten stuff, that won't happen as easy. But there's some damage here. You can see, like, this one has cleaved. Don't know why. Is it because of the way the elasticity is too harsh, maybe? I don't know. Some damage here, yeah, for sure. I believe more in getting the canariensis to survive than this one, but it will be so fun to see how it all develops. These are for the wind. You know, when you have stripped it up like this with this, you can't take any chances. This is a windy spot in the winter. Cordyline, no protection here, doing absolutely amazing. Same principle here. I do strip it and cloth it if it gets too cold. Only done that for 2 days this year. Yucca gloriosa. Look at the beautiful leaves on this Trachycarpus here. Very nice specimen. Like, and the trunk, the leaves, everything. I'm so happy about this Trachycarpus here. Really beautiful. And the leaves are quite stiff too. They're not the typical fortunei leaves, but that breaks in the wind. So I'm starting to question, could there be a dash of vaggy DNA in this? Just a little, just to stiffen up the leaves. Maybe. They are so thick and rough, like hard, so I don't know. Oh, beautiful palm tree. No coverage for that one, fully hardy, nothing to worry about. And here is the desert section of the garden. As I told you in the last video, we made this in the fall this year. We have the Yucca gloriosa variegata here, and all the other plants are being covered with boxes to keep them dry. There's an Agave americana variegata here, Agave americana in there. Yucca. The citrus twist. Yucca gloriosa, or was it filamentosa? Citrus twist. Some more agave there. Some Apancha cacti. In here we have the Yucca gigantea. We keep them dry to increase the hardiness profile. And I think they're doing really great. Would be so fun to get the Yucca gigantea to survive and grow the next spring and summertime here. These are zone 9A plants. And here we have some more Agave americana. And there's a barrel cacti, or the Aquino cacti, behind there, as you can see. And some different variety of Apancha cacti. Just gonna show you this. These are cordyline red stars. They're just standing here, no protection at all. They have done perfectly well so far this winter. Very mild climate, you know, that's for sure. Red stars. I might try to plant some red stars in the garden in the ground the next year. Down there, beside the green cordyline. These are said to be not that hardy as the green cordyline, but we'll see. The camarops in the pot is just standing here, doing absolutely perfectly fine. No cover, only the roof. Doing absolutely fine just in a pot. A small monkey basil tree there. Okay. So there's a lot going on in the garden now. Yucca gigantea in a pot outside in the winter. We're doing a lot of plants, a lot of experiments at the same time. This one I think it's not going very well. We planted this Agave americana earlier this fall, and as you can see, it is rotting. I thought it would be dry enough under here, but I was mistaken. This will probably die soon. Might just dig it up and put it in a pot, and maybe it has a chance. We'll see. But there's another Agave americana I planted here. This is a drier spot, and you can see the difference. This is doing perfectly fine. No damage at all. Perfectly fine. It was sold as an Agave americana, but I'm not sure if that's correct. So if any Agave person sees this, what do you think? I'm not sure. Agave americana? Agave salmiana? Something else? I don't know. Maybe. But it's doing fine. The Norfolk Island pine is hanging on. At the moment, not protected. It's December the 15th. Really cool. If this survives the winter, I don't know what to say. The most exotic plant in the ground in my garden, I think. And it's doing fine for the moment. So I did a little research recently. I went through a lot of data from the Weather Institute here in Norway. I checked out the local weather station, which is just a few kilometers away from here. Same climate, same like position, everything. And I went through the weather data for the last 15 years. I checked the minimum temperature every year. I calculated the average minimum temperature over the last 15 years. And guess what? This is not a zone 8B. This is a zone 9A. 9A. Here at latitude 62 north in Norway. West coast. It's quite crazy what the Gulf Stream can do. The warming effect of the Gulf Stream is crazy. This is the same latitude as Greenland, Siberia, northern Canada, Alaska. You won't see palm trees there, that's for sure. So what do you think? Will the date palm and the Washingtonia get through the winter? I sure hope so. But I'm a little nervous about this one in particular. It's still 2 weeks more of December, then we have January, we have February, we have March, which is still cold. So I'm not sure. If the weather gets cold, I will, as I told you, cover it up. Yeah, we'll see. But I have seen Washingtonias that are in the UK. They get through the winter somehow. They are all like brown and looking horrible when the spring comes. Really, really miserable. But they survive. And they shed the leaves and new leaves pop up. Let's hope that happens here. The climate here is not that different from parts of the UK. Or yeah. Cordylines, I love them more and more. I just planted this cordyline in the spring of 2024. I will probably do more cordylines the next year. They are really, really fast growing and they provide a tropical look to your garden, very exotic look. And I will do more yuccas the next year. They are really, really nice. Look at this gloriosa here. I have so many plans for the garden for 2025. I can't wait for spring. Winter is not the favorite time of the year, that's for sure. That's a part of the game, to challenge the weather, the climate, and the established beliefs in what you can grow here. That's the fun part of it. To be on the very edge of what's possible, to grow all these exotic plants and see if it's possible. I was talking about the zone thing. Yeah, this is a zone 9A, and the winter of 2020, or the full year of 2020, I checked the data, and guess what? The lowest temperature for the whole year was minus 2.5 Celsius. That's extreme. But I will add something to that. There are places that has zone 8B, zone 8A, and other places with zone 9A, but they have a shorter winter. They are further south. They have a much warmer spring, a much warmer summer. So the palm trees and all the plants have much more growing season, much more warm weather, sunny weather, and you know, palm trees like that. So we have a mild winter, but the winter is long. That's our problem. And the spring arrives late compared to places further south. So we'll have to get through this 3 or 4 or 5 plus degrees for a very long time. But I'm excited. We know that Trachys, they love it here. This huge Trachycarpus fortunei here has been in the ground for over 15 years. It was very small when it was planted, just a tiny little palm like that, and now it's pushing and pushing and pushing upwards. This Trachycarpus got, I think, 10 new leaves during the growing season. 10 new leaves. Madness. Okay, well, this is the longest garden video I've done so far. Just a few thoughts along the way. I think I'll wrap it up now, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Please like and subscribe. Comment if you like. I love to engage with my followers and other palm tree enthusiasts, and have some interesting conversations. So, bye bye from Norway. Take care.